Hello there guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Histon, and it is episode 20 of the series, and today we're coming up against Ashford Middlesex in the league, in the last game, one of the last games of November. I think it's the last game of November. Yes, it is. We've got the next game starts the month of December, but since you were last with us, form has improved dramatically since our 3-0 defeat in the FA Cup fourth qualifying round. If you remember from last time, we were coming off the back of 1 point from possible 1 point from 4 games, so that meant 1 point from possible 12. We've completely turned that round, and we started off by ending our goal drought very convincingly with a 6-0 thrashing of Winchester City away from home. James Difford picked up 4 goals in this game. He was absolutely on fire, and the team as a whole were on fire, and Winchester just couldn't really create anything at all, and we thoroughly deserved to go through. Callum Frew also added a goal to open the scoring. Then James Difford scored 4 unanswered goals, and then Josh Green at the end adding a goal coming off the bench just to wrap it up to make it 6-0, and that's our biggest win so far in this save. So it's a great way to start off and end that momentum. It could have easily gone a little bit wrong though away at Poole Town, considering the bad run of form that we were on, and the fact that we'd lost to AFC Dunstable in the league. But fortunately, we managed to get another important win, 4-1 victory. James Difford with another hat-trick, and also Josh Green with another goal. Mohamed Elsa made it 2-1, which made me think, oh no, they're going to come back into this game and somehow snatch a point. But fortunately for us, James Difford then added 2 more goals, which made it a much more comfortable lead and a comfortable victory for us away from home. We then went on to play in the FA Trophy first qualifying round against home to Leiston, and this is a really good game between both sides. Leiston were near the top of the Ismaithian Premier Division, so I was really happy that we were competing against them. Callum Frew opened the scoring for us from the penalty spot. However, just a few seconds later, straight off the kickoff, Joe Wilson then equalised. Josh Green then made it 2-1 to us before Tom Holmes equalised, and that was how the tie ended in the end. Sorry, I completely messed up my words there. Again, a lot of yellow cards for us. As you can see, pretty much the entire back four got yellow carded, as well as Callum Frew and also Danny Waldron, who came on a bit later on in the match. They had a couple of yellow cards as well on their side, which resulted, and the result meant that we had to go to a replay, which unfortunately we were defeated thanks to 2 Joe Wilson goals by Leiston, and Marshall Tung providing a consolation goal for us. But we weren't able to get back in the game and force extra time and penalties. So that meant that our FA Trophy campaign was cut short very early on in the early stages of the competition. Yes, we haven't managed to meet the board's expectations on that, but the fact that Leiston were, in theory, a better side, they kind of forgave me for losing this game and losing very early on in this part of the season, or this part in this competition. So we'll move on from that, and we actually did very well to bounce back with a 2-1 victory away at Basingstoke. Sam Deadfield opened the scoring for Basingstoke before Josh Green added 2 goals to get us back up there. I think James Difford was playing this game. I thought he was injured. I think I might be thinking of someone else. I will explain in a minute. Josh Green scored 2 goals, and that meant that we managed to obtain a vital 3 points, and again continued the winning streak in the league that we've had. Continuing the winning streak that we've had in the League Cup and in the league, so that's absolutely fantastic. So we then followed that up with another victory, this time 2-0 at home to Royston in the Southern League Cup, which meant we had advanced into the Southern League Cup fourth round for the first time in our save, and actually have matched the board's expectations on this particular competition, which is fantastic. Justin May and James Difford with 2 goals before half time, pretty much a minute between them with the whole injury time there. As you can see, 45+3 for both goals right there, and we were able to get the victory. I think Royston had a couple of chances as well to get back into the game, but fortunately for us, we were able to take this victory. And I think that was our first win over Royston, because I think they beat us last year or 2 years ago, and that we drew against them on the last game of the season when we got promoted automatically. I do recall that dramatic draw at the end of that season where everything went in our favour, fortunately, and we were able to get the promotion. But now we've managed to get the victory. We've advanced into the next round of the Southern League Cup. Unfortunately, we don't get any money for this, which is a shame. But it's one of those things, I guess. The fact that the game doesn't code that particular league and therefore doesn't have any prize money. We then carried on with our winning streak here with a 3-0 victory at home to Hayes Yedding. And it started off with a fantastic goal from Simon Bonner. We're actually going to show you this right now. Okay, it's a corner coming in from through, and it's nodded down by May, but it goes back out to Bonner, who just smashes it outside the from the outside the box, inside the D area there, which was absolutely fantastic. Great goal for him, and it was his first ever goal for the club, which was absolutely fantastic. So, and it's all great to see that that he's now starting to take advantage of the opportunities that I've been giving him. I'm just going to quickly go back into the game. Marshall Katung added a goal after 31 minutes before Justin May wrapped up the points after 82 minutes to ensure that we took a 3-0 victory. So, we then moved on into the final game, which was before this live com against Ashford Middlesex, away against Stratford. Now, they have been really struggling this season. They've only got 4 points all season. So I was wondering, are we going to be the team that ends up, what's it called? I was going to say, going to give them the end their little losing streak. It seems to be one of those things where my team seems to do that, but in real life. But fortunately for us, we didn't fall into that trap. Justin May scored after 11 minutes before James Difford made it 2-0 after 71. Lloyd Warrender, however, though, missed a penalty which would have made the game level, but straight off that penalty miss, James Difford went down the other end and scored. Unfortunately, though, Callum Frew did go down with an injury, and that's a bad one. It's a fractured wrist, unfortunately, and he's out for about 2 months. So he will be out until 2019 at least. So I'm hoping that doesn't mean we start dipping in form again after... I think the last time he was injured, we started dipping in form. So fingers crossed this doesn't happen again. They had a player sent off in the 92nd minute in the second half injury time. Bit of a frustration, I think, on their side to have a player sent off that late on in the game, and he will be out for the next match for them. They just really need to start picking up points because they are really struggling at the bottom. They're really cut adrift at the moment, I think, if we actually look at the league right now. So in terms of the good run of form we've been on, we've gone on a 4-game winning streak in the league, which has been absolutely fantastic, which has meant we've turned around from 1 point from possible 12 into 13 points from 15, which has resulted in us climbing all the way back up to the league into 7th place, just 1 point outside of the playoffs and 5 points behind the current leaders Truro, who have kind of been slipping up a little bit, as have Brackley Town, have dropped all the way down to 4th place after having such a great start to the season and have played more games than us, or 3 more games than us. So if we do win our games in hand, we will be in a real contention to possibly fight for the league title and also be right in that playoff picture. We're just 1 point behind Merthyr Town at the moment. We just got to keep the pressure on those teams in front to ensure they hopefully mess up a bit later on down the line, and we can take advantage of that. And down at the bottom, as I mentioned before, Stratford only on 4 points all season. They are yet to win in 17 games so far this season. They are 13 points away from from safety at the moment. So they've really got to turn around their fortunes if we've got any chance of surviving this season. As you see on the goals stat tally, James Difford's now in 2nd place. Dan Fitchett is still miles ahead on 21, with Difford and Green on the highest average ratings, with Josh Green tied up with assists, along with Dwayne Samuels and Kissock. I don't know what his first name is. John Paul Kissock, that's his name. So it's been a great start for him, and James Difford's got 4 player of the matches as well. Fortunately, we're not on the clean sheets at the moment, because that's mainly because of our not very good clean sheet record and the fact we've conceded a lot of goals. We have improved our goals conceded tally. We're 10th best in the league as opposed to 19th best when we were struggling in that little bad run of form before the FA Cup match in the last episode. So, without further ado, let us go on with the live com today, away at Ashford Middlesex, who were promoted into this division last year. We did play them twice last season. I think I remember we had a crazy 4-4 draw or something like that a couple of seasons ago, which was quite interesting at the time, but unfortunately that was 2 points dropped back then when we were fighting for the league title. But now we're back on the level terms in terms of the league. They are currently sitting down in 17th place, so they're looking to ensure that they stay up this season. They've got a 4-point gap over the relegation zone at the moment, so they're looking to try and get as many points as they possibly can to get themselves get stability and survive this season. Oh, also I forgot to mention, we've got a new centre-back that's come in, Harry Osborne, who looked absolutely fantastic, and I thought we need to improve our defence, so we need to bring in someone that's going to be fantastic for us. He says he's a good player for most Southern Premier League sides, which is fantastic. He's only 24 years of age as well, so fingers crossed he gets better. Apparently he's got a potential ability of 4 stars, which would be fantastic. His current ability is 3.5, and if he goes up to 4 stars, that would be fantastic. He's currently a 1 star better than Jack Utteridge, which is a massive amount of level of ability compared to our other centre backs that we have. I think Luke Harding was also on 2.5 stars as well as Jack Utteridge. So good to have another one of those players just to hopefully allow the team to step up and improve. So in terms of the team we're going to go for today, we're going to go for Reece Bills in goal, Osifua, Osborne, Utteridge at the back with Kevin Krill at left back, Danny Waldron playing at the ball-winning midfield role now that Callum Frew is injured, with Alfie Davidson playing deep line playmaker because of Frew's injury. Steve Reed at the moment on the attacking mid-right, with Justin May on the left. Is Simon Bonner available? Oh yeah, that's the reason why he's not in the team. He's quite jaded from that, quite tired from a under 23 match, I think. I have taken him off that now for the future, so he doesn't get tired, and I think he's now going to be the regular starting attacking mid-right after his good run of form when he's been in the team. But this time around, Steve Reed will be playing this game. Justin May on the left with the 2 strikers, James Difford and Josh Green, who have combined for 33 goals so far this season in all competitions, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to make a change in terms of the bench. I'm going to take Luke Harding off. I'm going to go for Ellis Miles maybe, or Stephen Cox, or Brian Schmeichel. I'm going for Stephen Cox, I think. I think we're going to go for that because then we've got an attacking mid-right that we can bring it into the side if one of these guys is not having a good game. So without further ado, let's actually get into the match itself. Let's submit the team, and we're working on attacking movement for this particular match. Fingers crossed it doesn't come back to bite us as we are away from home for this particular game. Let's see what we can do against Ashford Middlesex. They're playing a defensive midfielder, looks like, so we're going to have to take advantage of that. We're going to also have to watch out for their fullbacks who will look to bomb forward because of their deep centre midfielders alongside deep centre midfielders, and the fact they've only got the 2 attacking mid rights and lefts to put those crosses in. So I'm pretty sure that the left back and right back might decide to bomb forward. Trying to think what we could do. Kerry Thomas is not going to mark. I think one of these two is probably going to be like a playmaker of some sort. So we're going to have to watch that in terms of the team advice, etc. Whilst the game's going on. Let's go on to the team talk. Let's go for that. Let's hope they're motivated. There's a couple of players are motivated, which is fantastic. Let's see if we can keep them motivated. Yep, we're doing well with the individual or position talks, which is good. Let's hope we can carry on that, and let's begin the game with I think Ashford Middlesex are kicking off. Yes, they are, from left to right. Thomas on the ball, O'Keefe up to the striker, up to Bradbury, who puts the ball up towards Herbert, which is going to be cut out by Osifua very well there, and Bills will clear it away, and that's headed on towards Green, but that's cleared away by the Ashford Middlesex. We've got an instant highlight, I think, straight off the kickoff, because they haven't cut away to the screen that you see where the all the player stats, etc. But it's a bit of head tennis there. It's not really. It's 40 seconds in, and no one's really keeping possession at the moment. Ashford Middlesex trying to put a ball through towards their right, attacking mid right. Tried to put the ball into O'Keefe. Osborne clears it away, but it's a penalty after 1 minute here. Apparently Osifua has shoved a player, and it is a penalty inside 2 minutes here today against Ashford Middlesex. Bradbury's going to step up here. Let's hope Bills can save the penalty today. Bradbury steps up and slots it straight down the middle, and it's 1-0 Ashford Middlesex inside 2 minutes. That's not a good start for us. We're going to have to we've got time to get back into this game. We've got 88 minutes to play of this particular match. Alright, here's the penalty. Bradbury just taking a nice step out and just passing it into the middle of the net. Bills just didn't really... we gambled on it going on the right hand side, and unfortunately that gamble failed to pay off. If he stayed down the middle, Bradbury would have looked like a right muppet. Okay, free kick for Ashford Middlesex. Here's O'Keefe on this left hand side. Might put the ball into the box here, but it's closed down there by Osborne, I think, who's the number 4. Reed's going to play a ball up towards Green. He's going to go through on goal here. He might have a chance to equalise, but he's just shot it wide, and that's a really bad miss from Green there. Oh, corner for us. Reed with the ball in towards the box, but it's cleared away by the goal scorer, Bradley, and here's Green, but he's just tapped it away to O'Keefe. I don't know what he was doing right there, and it's a ball up towards Coley, the striker for Ashford Middlesex. Here's Aldridge on this right-hand side. He might have a chance to cross the ball. But Carrillo tries to hold him up there, but unfortunately is unable to win the ball. Herbert's there, hits the post, and it could have easily been 2-0 right there. I'm very surprised that didn't go down as a clear-cut chance for Ashford Middlesex, as we've got 2.5 minutes to go until half-time. We're going to have to do a little bit of a dressing room blast here, but we've got another highlight straight away. Utteridge wins the header ahead of the striker there, but here's Herbert. Osifua, please don't give it away. He's given it up to Reed though. That's well played by the right back. He's had a bit of a terrible game, but ball up towards Difford from Reed. Might take a shot, but he's drilled it completely off target. What was that? I don't know what he was trying there. Absolutely disgraceful. Well, not disgraceful. I don't want to be too harsh to him, but that was shocking for a man of his ability. I'm gonna definitely tell them off here because it's absolutely unacceptable how we've blown 2 opportunities that we had to get back into the game, and we've just completely drilled the shots completely wide. So hoping this dressing room blast will allow us to get back into this game. We might actually have to switch take Osifua off and bring on I think probably Jordan Goff at centre back, with Harry Osborne dropping to right back. I think I might actually do that. Should I do that now? Because I think he's struggling at the moment. I am going to do that actually. Let's do that now, because Osifua is also on a yellow card and he's not having the greatest of games. So let's do that right now. Let's bring on Jordan Goff to play at centre back for the second half, with Osborne switching to the right back position. Great, as we now kick off for the second half. Let's hope we can get back into this game here with Goff with a ball up towards Reed. He might get to that, but unfortunately for us, that's the end of the highlights. 65 minutes on the clock, and I think it's time for another substitution because we're really not creating anything. Apparently, some of the ratings are actually not too bad though, which is a bit surprising to me. I might just go for a fatigue change, I think. So we'll take off Danny Waldron and bring on Phil Wolfe for the next 25 minutes or so, because Danny Waldron is struggling with his fitness at only 68% condition. So let's bring on Phil Wolfe. Actually, no, Phil Wolfe is struggling. How did I not notice that? He was only on 86% match condition. Oh, okay, that's completely messed me up. Oh, if only I knew about that beforehand, I would have brought on had Simeon May on the bench instead. Oh, I'm really, really stupid. Let's just do that anyways, see what we can do in 25 minutes. It probably won't be probably not the best decision to do that, but we're going to have to do it just to get a little bit of sort of freshness onto the pitch as Phil Wolfe comes on. It's time to make our final substitution, I think. We're not creating anything. Justin May's not having a great game, so Stephen Cox is going to come on for the last 15 minutes to see if he can create something in the last 14 minutes. So we're going to go on overload now to try and get a late equaliser here, which would actually move us up into 6th place as it stands, with Weymouth not actually... I think they're probably drawing or something, or losing, or not even playing. So it would be nice to get ahead of them, and we would only be 2 points off the playoffs as it stands. Ball up towards Herbert from Ashford Middlesex here. Looks like they're going to get a ball on the counter attack, but we've conceded another penalty. I don't know what's happened there. Oh, great! This is not going well. The fact that the two chances that Ashford Middlesex have both come from penalties, and this is going to be their second shot on target probably. Unless Bradley completely messes this up. Let's see what he does. And Bills this time makes up for the last penalty, and he saves it, and it's still only 1-0. But it looks like we're going to have to take that momentum very, very quickly and turn that into some sort of offense with just 2 minutes to go. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get anything out of this game. It's going to be the end of the winning streak again here. But we've got a throw in on the Ashford Middlesex penalty. I ball up towards Cox, takes a shot, but it's hit straight at Lacey, and we are unable to equalise there with just a minute to go. Ball up towards Maud. Looks like a substitution for Ashford Middlesex, and Osborne clears it up for us, and he's going to put it to Bills, who's going to hoof it forward, hopefully, to someone that in blue. But Difford was well covered there by 2 players. Here's Osborne. Ball up towards Difford again, but it's cleared away. But it's a foul from Difford somehow. Apparently he controlled the ball with his arm. It's going to be a free kick for Ashford Middlesex with 20 seconds to go. Hammering the ball up towards the striker again, but here's O'Keefe. Win that ball, please, Davidson. And here's Cox. Maybe one last attack, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen because Aldridge wins the ball. And it looks like it's going to be a win for Ashford Middlesex. Yes, it is. And it's a disappointing result on our side. So we're going to have to... that wasn't good enough. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a go with them. Harry Osborne seems demotivated. Yes, you played really well, but... everyone else didn't play very well. It was a general team performance which wasn't very good, except for you, I think, and also Bills after redeeming himself and the with the penalty save right at the end there. It was 2 penalties for Ashford Middlesex today, and both those penalties were on target. So that's really, really frustrating that the 2 chances that they had, or 2 on-target chances they had, were penalties, and we weren't able to score on our end with 5 shots on target. To us, we had 2 really good chances, as I mentioned before, before half time, and we just completely spooned those chances and blew opportunity to equalise and possibly change the course of the game. Because instead, if it was level at half time, it would have been a very much different game compared to us being 1-0 down in this game. But we've just got to move on and try and win the next one and try and get a reaction out of the next match, which is an away game against Histon. Okay, in terms of what game to do next, I'm tempted to do Weston-super-Mare. I'm tempted also to do the Boxing Day game at home to Dorchester. It would give us a good chunk of league games to get through prior to the end of the 2018 year or calendar year, and then we can then try a game probably against Leamington, maybe at home, or Hampton-Richmond away. I'm just trying to think ahead here, just to make sure that we do have the last game away at Leamington as the live com. So, without further ado, I think I will do the Dorchester game at home, which will be the one of the last games of 2018, and it would be hopefully give the fans some festive cheer around this sort of time with 2 back-to-back home games as well with AFC Kempston, which would be nice if we can get back-to-back wins here. We've got to have a reaction though to this disappointing result away at Ashford Middlesex. So hopefully we can get back on the winning column in the next few games and continue to challenge up front in the league. So without further ado, this is the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it despite the result today. But yep, it's one of those things really. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Also comment to see if there's anything I can do to improve the overall quality of the series itself. And I'll see you guys for the next time, which will be the home match against Dorchester. So until then, see you later.